Hello everybody. Welcome to another game against Asgakat, rated 1412. He's playing a Caro Kann, probably, against us. Okay. We are going to... What are we going to play? We're just going to bring the knight out. And say, take our pawn. And then when he takes the pawn, he does not take the pawn. Okay, I was going to place a gambit, but he does this weird thing. Which is confusing. So what am I going to do? I could take either pawn and win a pawn, right? So let's take this. It's a pawn in the center. Get rid of it. Okay, he takes our pawn, but now I'm just going to take back. I'm up a pawn and he can't kick the queen. Oh, actually, he could have because you'd hang the queen. So he'll probably get this back at some point. But for now, let's defend the queen so he doesn't have this. Okay, he attacks the knight, but the knight's not pinned. Okay, it's getting tactical. So now let's develop our bishop with check with our pawn here. Okay, so now his knight can never come here. His knight is pinned. Let's move our knight, hit the bishop, and more pressure to the pinned piece. See what he does, how he reacts. And I'm already liking our position a lot compared to his, because how's he castling? And we're one move away, potentially 3 from queenside. Okay, so he retreats the bishop, attacks the pawn. Makes sense. Do I care about that pawn? No. Let's castle. He could have the pawn. That's more time wasted. Okay. It also opens up the c file from our rook. Now, what do we want to do? I feel like we're just have a really good position. We have a good position. How do we take advantage? Let's bring this bishop out to a good square. What's a good square? This one looks reasonable. Looks for like a pretty active diagonal. We could put a rook here with tempo. He has to move his bishop again. And we're not even down a pawn. So he hits our bishop. We don't really want to give up the pressure. But here, that doesn't do anything. If takes, he's going to take with the knight. But then he's off the hook. If here, he could trade the bishops. If here, he could kick it one more time. Okay. He's going to pawn storm it anyway, so let's just not waste any time. Let's get the turn back. And let's try to keep up the momentum. Let's keep the initiative going with some free development. And look at his pieces. He's all in the back rank almost. Okay, he puts the bishop here, but one of the cool things about this knight is it defends that square. But if you push here, and he takes your knight first, and you take his bishop, yeah, his knight can go here, but no big deal. Your king side is messed up, though. You do get the bishop, so. Decisions. I don't have to do any of that. I could also get this rook into play. The e file makes sense, staring at the king. Let's do that. So now my last piece is in the game, and controlling a lot of squares, aiming at the king. He moves his knight here. It doesn't actually threaten anything. It does stop that pawn push. It reopens the diagonal. I almost want to just pawn storm these pieces since they have nowhere to go. But I feel like there should be some weird tactics and stuff. My pieces, I have so many pieces developed. Is there really nothing? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go F3. Not only does it control these squares from both of his pieces, um, but I can start kicking them. Okay, so now he's attacking this, but if he takes it, he'll open up his king. So because he's gonna open up his king if he takes it, wait, if I take this and he takes, and I take, oh no, my queen. Oh no, that's check. So here, check, my queen's hanging. He takes this way. I mean, I can move my queen here, hit the bishop, he can defend. It's probably good, but seems unnecessary. I'm going to go for the pawn storm. Also unnecessary, but I've noticed, keep in mind that these squares are not defended yet, so this alignment isn't going to kill me just yet on this turn. He has to respond to this, pretty much. And then I'm going to kick the knight, maybe. Okay, so he moves the bishop back. He moves the bishop back. And the knight is ready to take this, because takes, queen takes. Okay, so maybe the C file is not where my rook belongs. It's the D file. And what else can I do? If you take this, he just opens his rook. If you push this, he just takes this. We can pin the knight, and then he'll develop. So none of that is exactly what I want. We could threaten to trap the bishop if he ignores us. And we take, and he goes here, here. He has to recapture. We go here. It's actually, it is trapped there. But first, let's put our rook here and just stare at the queen. Now we're staring at the queen and the king, as opposed to just staring at his rook. It adds another layer of defense to these two central squares. He takes the pawn, but that opens this file up, so that looks completely wrong. Potentially losing. Can I just take this bishop or his queen now? So if I give this check, he's in check. No matter what he does, I can take the queen. Okay. And my knight is strong, my bishop is strong, my rooks are strong. This knight's in his camp, my queen is strong, centralized. Meanwhile, look at his rooks compared to my rooks. Not even close. I'm using my 10 points of material. He's not using any of his 10, right? It's like when people don't live up to their potential. It's these rooks. They're not living up to their potential yet. He hasn't had the time to bring them into the game. And it's all because he wasted time in the opening pushing c5 with his third move instead of developing pieces. And what his move did was just open up the board. And the time becomes more important on an open board. So now I just take the queen, and I'm up a queen. Okay, you can do anything here. Let's start by pinning this knight. Simplification, also it's the defender of this pawn. There is still this alignment. He still can't use it. I mean, you might want to take a turn at some point to go rook somewhere, but I mean king somewhere, but he has to deal with a lot of stuff first. He could try to set it up with a rook move, but it's not going to work because I'll move my king or my queen. Yeah, if rook here, I'll just move my king up one. And these pawns, see, they're not weakening. I mean, they are weakening, but it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. My pieces are drilling down the board towards his king, and his are not doing anything. Right? Now, let's say you gave him some moves. 1 free move, 2 free moves. I don't know. 3 free move, 4 free moves, 5 free moves. Black would be fine. If Black's bishop was developed to c5 and he had his rooks connected in the center like mine, it'd be a slightly different story. And if he had a queen, but that's not the case. It's move 19, but he's managed to fall behind by, you know, 3, 4, 5 tempi in the span of 19 moves. That's a lot. He really lost a lot of time with his decisions. So I don't know what he's doing right now. So let's go over the game for now. Caro Kann. We developed the knight to try to get into a von Hennig gambit. And almost always black takes here because that's the only logical move. Okay, he moved, so he develops his bishop here. I'm just gonna take the piece, free knight. Not a free knight, but take the knight off the board, ruin his structure, the defender of this pawn, and I don't know why he put his bishop here. This is crazy not to have a response to. I mean, you obviously have to take. Okay, I'm gonna go back to explaining, and then he's gonna move. Watch. But like, what are you thinking about, though? Here, here, and then your bishop's pinned, and you can't defend it. You lose it next, so you have to move your king. Let's just take it. He has to move his king. And then I could trade the bishop and the rook for my queen since I'm up so much material. And that would be up basically just a clean rook. But I can leave my queen on the board. Okay, so he does realize he has to move his king. And now I can't do the trade because he stays connected, but this is way too greedy. Way too greedy. He wants some tricks, so let's get our queen out of the way. This guy. This guy. Queen out of the way. Joke's on him. Knight in the center. Joke's on him. Actually, I should have taken his bishop first. I definitely want to give up my rook for that bishop. So he hits my queen. Let's just get it out of any weird alignment issues. We'll stick it on this f6 square, which looks nice. Okay, now we're nice and he can't hit it easily. Like, he has to take a couple moves if he tries. This guy's coming in here, grabbing one of the bishops. He gives us a check. We'll just go up. We only have 2 minutes, so I want to move somewhat fast. He hits my queen. That's a free rook. Thank you, sir. I almost moved my queen out of the way because I'm almost auto moving. But I should slow down. Now that I'm up even more material, I could slow down. He's also getting lower on time, so thank you for the rook. That's what happens with one move threats. So, okay. This makes my life easier. I can just bring another rook here. Yeah, that'll be my plan. If he blocks with the rook, I don't know. I'll just go here. Yeah. Stay as close as possible. And now he has as much time as me. That's always nice. It was a nice try, Auskakout. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So anyway, this move right here is crazy. That's not a move. This is a move if white pushes. If in this position white goes e5, then you can play c5, trying to break down. But I did not play e5. I played my knight out. Anyway, this guy moved. He brought his rook back to defend. And like I said, I'm just going to go one square. What this does is it stays close to his king for my checkmate threats. My king's on a light square, so you never have to worry about bishop checks. So I can do a move like this, just taking stuff off the board. Move like this, move like this. And if you want to be funny, h4 is a move you could throw in. It's forcing, because his bishop... I guess it can go here. Yeah, exactly there, but I was just going to go here anyway. Thanks for stacking up for me. So he goes back. I'm going to go h4 because it's super funny and forcing. He has to move a pawn. And then I'm gonna take this bishop. Okay, so he doesn't do anything. I take this bishop. And then we hit him with the boom. Tactics. Tactics, tactics. We take this. Checkmate is in short order. I just had to throw in h4 because there's something wrong with me. That's all. So what's the best way? I don't know. This one is a checkmate. Okay, so let's go through the game. If you play the Caro Kann and your opponent does not push this pawn in your black, you take the pawn. It's your best move, period. So he does not do that. I wanted him to do that. Let's analysis board. I wanted him to do that so that I could Van Gambit him. But instead, he goes... How do I get these lines off? Whatever. He goes here. Wow, I didn't know it was that bad. Already plus 2.1. So anyway, we take this pawn. He takes this pawn, and already look at our position. Like, what is this? You know, he's not even close to castling. He didn't move any of the stuff that matters for castling. And he has nothing to show for it. Nothing develops, nothing in the center. That's why this makes no sense. That's why they said it was plus 2. Okay, hold on. What point was this? Oh yeah, I blundered my queen. Whoops. This happens time and time again. I blunder a lot.